see the tizzy one with the woman at the park? Look at this shit. It's this one. Okay.
Did you call him a child? Did you call the child the word?
Yeah, spoiler alert. While I censor it, she uses that word in this video multiple times.
Dude, she called the kid an N-word. A kid on a playground.
Rochester, Minnesota is where this happened. There's a man.
Welcome back to the channel. I'm gonna remove me out the corner. This guy, the political punk, he has a great channel. You're gonna like this one. Let's hear it. You know, I want to give y'all a different perspective now. Now you have somebody that's not my color talking about it. Let's get into it. Big shouts out to you people as well, man. Thank you to those that do the right thing and speak up for the right reasons. We appreciate you guys. Thank you.
We'll just say that he is not white, right? He is at the park with his children. He sees this woman start berating a little black boy, calling him the N-word, and he confronts her.
Did you call him a child? Did you call the child the word? It is my own business. You call him a Okay, why don't you have the boss to say it right now again? Okay. All right, that's what you say.
You don't go digging through people's you dumb.
Nobody digging through your
A little kid just did, you dumbass.
That little kid, you call him a
Yeah.
The little child?
What if he acts like one, he's gonna...
Are you about to hit him? You chase him here?
He took my son's stuff.
So that gives you the right to call the child 5-year-old and the N-word.
If that's what he's gonna act
That's
like.
what you're gonna call him.
That's what he's gonna act like.
You know, that's a hate speech. And you can be recorded for that.
I don't give a
Huh.
Dude.
Okay, we'll see about that, what the internet has to say about you.
That'd help us.
Dude, we'll see what the internet has to say about you. But dude, this is what we're getting from Trumpism, guys. Okay? This is where we're at from Trumpism. Now, I mean, shit happens on, you know, at the playground. Kids behave like idiots when they're 5 years old. I mean, it just happens, right? But he kept his cool. Yeah, it wasn't his kid. So he was pretty chill. He was just a bystander there that watched that go down. It probably would have been different if it was his kid. I imagine there may have been a little more heat to this. But what's crazy about this is sort of the age of Trumpism. This is where we're heading, right? I mean, we see it on Twitter, right? We see the R slur came back. Then the F slur is now at home on Twitter. You got people like Melanie Mack, who says the F slur every other day because she gets thousands of likes on Twitter. People are bringing back the F slur. They're bringing back the T slur. Okay. And now, dude, you know the N-word's not far behind, man. You know, it's like they're dying to say it. MAGA is dying to say it.
She claims that other child took her son's belongings. That's what kicked this off. The guy who recorded the video is familiar with the other child. When he brings his children there, that child and his siblings are often there and play together. The kid she's going after has autism.
It's an autistic
He doesn't
kid.
behave in a neurotypical way. And even if he didn't have autism, nothing he could have done would justify her calling him slurs and pursuing him physically.
Yeah, no shit. Like, you know, if the kid takes your toys, what you do is you go find the kid's guardian and you say, hello, like your son's taking my kid's stuff. And then you bring the kids together and you try to work it out, right? You know what I'm saying? But like, dude, what are we fucking talking about?
Which is what she says she was doing before this guy intervened. He said after he stopped recording, she sat down, hurled more slurs, told him and his wife that they should leave the country, and then got on the phone and acted like she was calling someone to come down there and handle things. Fortunately, no one came.
Whatever that
Eventually,
means.
she packed up the
Jesus.
child and left. But this woman is a danger to children. She doesn't need to be on a playground or around other kids. And she has at least one child of her own.
Dude, can you imagine what her kid goes through? Like, can you imagine what happens to the kid when that kid, like, pisses her off? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know when that kid pisses her off, like, she's fucking mean.
Which is also concerning. So
you know
Rochester,
it.
Minnesota, someone do me a favor. Take a close look at her tattoos. You can see her face clearly. Someone please Tell me who she is.
Shiloh Hendrix, is that who it is? Dude, and she raised $180,000? There's no fucking way, bro. Of course she did. Of course she did, bro. Dude, that is fucking psychotic. Dude, $213,000. That's insane. Dude, that is insane. She calls a 5-year-old the N-word and she gets rich from it. Like, how? Dude, think about that. I mean, this is where we're at, though, guys, in America. Like, this is, like, super disturbing. That's where we're...
Now, those same people that would be in the comments and be in the uproar about Carmelo Anthony and his situation, which is completely different, are straight hypocrites. This is what I'm saying, right? They turn around and support this woman, even though she was the one that berated the father and the 5-year-old black kid that had autism at the park. He's a kid. He's a kid. MAGA says, hey, we're going to help support that. Y'all trying to open up a door to a gate y'all don't want to open. I promise you, y'all don't want that door open. MAGA's only tough online. You guys are only tough when you're together and online. Be careful. Be careful. If that's how y'all gonna be, be fucking careful. That's all I'm gonna say.
At where you do this shit and you get rich, and now she'll probably end up having she'll end up being on a right-wing fucking podcast, right? Bigotry, straight up. She called a 5-year-old the N-word and people are donating money to her. Dude, isn't that nuts? That is nuts. Now, what's crazy about this, though, is like, I wonder what the hate speech laws or whatever are like, or if there are any in Minnesota, if she could be sued, right, by that kid's fucking parents. But, dude, this is so grody. This is so grody. Dude, it's like, this is where we're at, though. There was a time when this wouldn't be the case. But racism is like out in fucking force, man. It is out in fucking force right now, guys. Just brutal. This isn't...
People are okay with racism when they know they can't be held accountable. She knew what she was doing. She knew what she was doing. Now, I guarantee you, she wouldn't have said that in front of some black women. She already know what would have happened. And again, specifically, right? It's just them kind of people. It's just them. Okay? I know some, like I said, I know some decent, some real good, not black people. These are a specific group. Okay? We already know what's up. But I'm going to let him play because he got some good stuff. I'm going to be quiet and I'll talk at the end. All right?
Minnesota. My name is Shiloh, and I've been put into a very dire situation. I recently had a kid steal from my 18-month-old son's diaper bag at a park. I called the kid out for what he was. Another man who we recently found out has a history with law enforcement proceeded to record me and follow me to my car. He then posted these videos online, which has caused my family and myself great turmoil. My social security number has been leaked. My address and phone number have been given out freely. My family members are being attacked. My eldest child may not be going back to school. Even where I exercise has been exposed. I am asking for your help to assist in protecting my family. I fear that we must relocate. I have 2 small children who do not deserve this. We have been threatened to the extreme by people online. Anything will help. We cannot and will not live in fear, is what she says. And then here's somebody who says something about whites were harmed in New Zealand, and they're done with being threatened, assaulted, and attacked because they're white. Dude, the racism is off the fucking chart, bro. Yeah, I know. This recent donation is so gnarly, right? Look at these donations. White countries are being flooded by brown people right? These donations are so fucking crazy. They're fucking using the fucking slurs basically in here. Dude, it is definitely that type of shit. Absolutely. Dude, crazy. Anti-Jewish shit. Dude, no, it's give, send, go. And what's crazy about this, though, is with all the shit in there, like, how can give, send, go even, like, I think we should contact them. Because there's a bunch of people using basically slurs in that thing. I think everybody should contact give, send, go. Oh, so yeah, no, you know what it is, though? Give, send, go is a conservative one. It is. Dude, yeah, but no, look at this. Okay, look at their thing. You ready? So we had a public launch party in 2015. We saw steady growth, worked tirelessly behind the scenes, year after year, running the race in obedience and with persistence, waiting for the day it would take off. Little did we know God was just preparing us for the plans he had for us. At the end of the summer of 2020, during the middle of the pandemic, we watched as Give, Send, Go was thrust into the political spotlight for allowing a campaign that the mainstream media had shut down and was censoring. Unbeknownst to us, we had stepped onto a battlefield and had to take a stand. After much prayer, discussion, and counsel, a decision was made. Give, Send, Go was created for such a time like this, not to take one side or another politically, but in the middle of a divided political culture, we were to be focused on the very reason we started it, to share the hope of Jesus through crowdfunding. So yes, it's a Jesus crowdfunding. So that means you can be a bigot. You can use the N-word on their platform and they're cool with it because they support the fucking bigots. They support the white people who use the N-word. The Jesus people, guys. Wow. Oh, shit. So, right? So there it is. It's a Christian crowdfunding website. So let's see what happened in 2020. You can't fundraise for abortions or gender transitions, though. Right? Oh, there we go. Oh, so they're not about freedom if you crowdfund for an abortion or a gender transition by a minor. And so it allowed Kyle Rittenhouse and the rioters from January 6th. So it has attracted controversy for allowing far-right extremists to fundraise, including neo-Nazis, white supremacists, and hate groups. So there you go. There it is. Crazy. Kyle Rittenhouse raised over 250 grand. So yeah, it started with 100,000 and she keeps raising it. Look at what it says here. It says, some people online have called her a civil rights icon comparable to that of Rosa Parks. Jesus, dude. That's where we're at, right? Dude, don't tell me that Christianity ain't toxic, guys. Because it is, dude. American Christianity is so toxic. It is so toxic, bro. Like this, more than anything, guys, is exactly what Trumpism is. Okay? This is the main force of Trumpism. I mean, you have to notice that Trumpism, okay? Trumpism uses right? It's DEI, it's CRT, right? It was woke, which was a term that was used by people of color, all right? The racism has been a central tenet. It rose up right around the Barack Obama being president. And the thing about it is, I know that there are, non-racist Christians, but that doesn't really matter, right? I mean, there are people that live in towns where the KKK is operating that aren't KKK members, but they exist, they coexist, and they share space with those people without doing anything about it. And so that's the problem that American Christianity has, is American Christianity and evangelical, the moneyed Christianity, all those mega churches are now horrifically racist. The politicians are using Christianity in America with horrific racism And a whole bunch of non-racist Christians are voting for these fucking people. So they're complicit, right? All of the Christians in America are complicit in this until they stand up and stop voting for those racist people and insist that they fucking leave their Christianity. It's called being complicit, right? It's like the idea of good cops. There's no such thing as a good cop because they don't stand up and protest the bad ones. They just let them and insist that not all of them are bad. And that's the problem we have is the power structure of Christianity. The biggest churches, the biggest evangelical billionaires, the evangelical people in our government are deeply, deeply racist. Our fucking president and this entire administration is racist. And he got 77 million votes. Okay, so either
He said it, not me.
77 million people are fucking racist, just like he is, or 77 million people are okay voting for a fucking deeply troubling racist. And you know, think about how many millions of Christians voted for Donald Trump that would say they're not racist, but they voted for a massive racist. That doesn't jive. It is hard to square that, man. You know, there's no real way to square that. And that's one of the things that we have run into. That's one of the reasons why I believe right now American Christianity is just unacceptable, because it's allowing this. They're allowing that shit in their ranks, okay? They are allowing it. They are complicit. And there's no other way about that. Now, the day we see congregations of churches that stand up and speak out about that, so then other Christians will leave that movement, but these people are wearing crosses and they're fucking getting away with this shit. And the churches are not speaking out. And that's a problem, dude. That is a fucking problem. Because we need large-scale churches, not individual Christians. We need mass amounts of churches banding together and speaking out against the racism and hate in the Christian churches in America. And then once that happens, the Christians will then leave. But right now, most Christians are voting for the Republicans, and they're horribly racist, and they're horribly transphobic and xenophobic and misogynist and anti-immigrant, and they're anti-everything about Jesus. But most Christians in America are voting for Republicans. Look at this, right? The only group, we got black Protestants, right? But like, dude, Mormons, 75 to 25. Right? White Catholic, 2/3. All Catholic is kind of a split, right? Black Protestants are the only people holding together. Look at the white evangelical Protestants. Look at this shit, bro. Now, again, I don't want to throw the whole religion under the bus, but again, until like churches speak out about this, you know what I'm saying? Until churches speak out about this, like banding together and creating a movement, they are going to be complicit and they're going to be held responsible for it, as they should.
Hey, he had really good takes. Big shout outs to the Political Punk. Really good YouTube channel. Go give that man a follow. The white brothers and sisters. You know, we got some people out here that's willing to do the right kind of work, right? Now, in that video, he specifically talks about the amount of support that this racist woman has garnered after she she called a child the N-word. Now, I don't know where you guys are from, but to think that this is normal in today's climate, I mean, we always knew it was racism, right? Especially as a black person. Black people right? We are always alert to it. We can see it way easier than I think most people can, you know. But it's not surprising that they would turn around and support her, because like I said, these are the same people that would get in my comment section and try to defend a kid that was bullying, with him and his brother bullying another boy, and then, you know, when the other boy takes it to an extreme measure, all of a sudden you're the victim. She's the victim right now in a situation that she's created. Y'all got to be careful with these presidents y'all setting, man. Y'all got to be careful, because you opening up a whole, okay. Like, I remember back growing up, it used to be frowned upon. Like people wouldn't dare. People wouldn't dare. Now people are just overtly, because they feel entitled. They feel emboldened. I'm gonna tell you like this. Hey, you run into loudmouths online, loud and incorrect all the time, right? You run into these loudmouths all the time online. You never see them in real life. They hide in real life. They cowards. They're cowards. She only did that because she knew that man wasn't gonna do anything to her, right? And she's getting support, so people are paying her. And another thing too, we got to talk about how these people are using the Lord's name. And like this whole administration, if you follow in this administration, if you support the rhetoric that they're putting behind right now, you are going to hell. There's no way around it. You can't tell me leading with this much hate is an okay thing. You can't tell me that that's something that God would want, and you're doing the exact opposite. It's sickening, bro. It's sickening. Y'all pick and choose. Pick and choose. Do your online battles, your little, hop in the comment section and, go feel like you're right, because there's a whole conservative agenda behind this stuff. Call the right person the N-word and see what happens. Why is that even a thing? And then she told him to go back. He can leave the country. This is not y'all country. This is Native American Aboriginal land. This is not y'all country. Like, how are y'all telling people to get off of land that is not yours? I can guarantee she probably don't even own a house. She don't even own a piece of land to tell somebody to get off the land. Come on, man. Like, big shouts to the political punk. I'm not really political segue, and I'm just talking about principles here. Y'all doing some nasty shit. You're trying to argue with people and what their experiences are because you don't experience it. You've never experienced it, and people shouldn't feel X, Y, and Z and da 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 da. Y'all some sick ass people, bro. Some sick people. And a lot of you don't even do your research before you hop in other people's comments. You hear the first thing you don't like, and then you get your little fingers to moving fast as hell. Instead of you actually having a little compassion and understand that maybe this is something I have never been through, so maybe I should just shut the fuck up, shut the F up, and listen. You don't have to agree with everything, but do understand people go through shit that you don't. But to call a 5-year-old the N-word and you try to defend it is just gross, bro. Gross. Now they're comparing her to a civil rights activist. That's activism? Okay. These would be the same hypocrites in the comment section trying to argue some other shit, man. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. Y'all sick. And I'm saying it directly. Y'all are sick. Y'all are nasty people. Y'all are sick, nasty people. Sick and nasty. I was gonna say something else as well. I'm not gonna do that. I pray for everybody else but y'all. There's a special seat in hell with a seatbelt attached to it, waiting for you. Good luck to you guys. Everybody else, God bless you. Pray daily. These monsters will be back in hiding in a few more years, right? Where the standard was people didn't say this kind of shit. People didn't really think like that, right? Just hold on, it'll be over. He ain't doing nothing but throwing a fit and just scribbling his name on paper. He's not doing shit. The economy is already to the ground. People can't afford to live anymore. We gotta keep people like her on the outside and just support each other, man. I could rock with the political punk and people like him. They cool. But the rest of you, we know who you are. We can smell you. We can smell the racism on you. We can see it on you. We can see how you dress. We can see how you walk, how you carry yourself. We can tell. Yeah, don't fool nobody. Maybe a couple of other conservative brothers might fall for that, but we not. We see you. We recognize you. You know. But I tell you this, you better start repenting and getting your soul together. Leading with that hate, you're going to end right up in hell. Real quick. Before you know it. God bless everybody else. Like, comment, share. I'm going to see y'all in the next one. Peace.